Okay, so this is section 2.4. We're going to do a crash course on circles. 7.2, 7.3, and 7.4. We'll hopefully get to all of those this coming Wednesday. If not, I guess there'll be more videos because your test is a week from Wednesday. Okay, so a circle is the set of all points in the Cartesian plane that are a fixed distance r from a fixed point that we call hk. Of course, r is the radius, and the point hk is the center of the circle. So here we have the circle. So this point here in the middle, that's our hk. And this distance here from hk to the point x, y, is the radius. So to find the length of the radius, we substitute into the distance formula the values of the point on the edge and the values on the center. So if we do that, that will give us the standard form of the circle. So we have r equals x minus h plus y minus k, and of course both of those should be squared, and it should be all underneath the square root. Now if we square both sides, that gives us x minus h, and I'm going to write this the other way around, plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So the standard form of the equation of a circle with radius r and center hk is what we came up with up there. So it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals the radius squared. So, how does that work in practice? Well, if we have a radius r and the center is at 0, 0, we have x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals the radius squared. Now, we don't need to write these minus zeros, so really we have x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Okay, if we have a radius of 1 with the center at 0, 0, we have x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 1 squared, or x squared plus y squared equals 1. And this one is what we call the unit circle. So if I scroll to the next page, we have a theorem, and it says that the standard form of an equation of a circle with radius r and the center at the origin is x squared plus y squared equals the radius squared. And if the radius is 1 and the center is at the origin, we have the unit circle, which is x squared plus y squared, and that equals 1. And the unit circle is incredibly important when you get to trigonometry and pre-cal. Okay. So determine the equation of the circle with radius 4 and center -5, 2. So it's x minus a -5 squared plus y minus a +2 squared equals 4 squared. So minus a -5 is really the same thing as x plus 5, of course. So we have x plus 5 squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared equals 4 squared, which is 16. So, given that, we should be able to work backwards to get the radius and center. So the center, here's the same thing, we know is -5, 2, and the radius is the square root of 16, which is 4. So if we want to graph that, first we put the center, so -5, +2, so there's our center, and the radius is 4. So we can kind of use this as the center of a cross and make 4 points and connect them for a circle. So if that's the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have a point here. We have a point 1, 2, 3, 4, up 4 from the center. We have a point left 4 from the center. And we have a point down 4 from the center. And then all you have to do is draw a circle through those points. Now, of course, my circle is not going to be the best circle because we all know I can't draw. But it's close. And you know, as long as you guys get it close and everything's labeled, I'm happy. So, there you go. Okay, moving on to the next and final page. The general form of the equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c equals 0. And we get that just by multiplying out the standard form. So if you're asked to graph an equation that's given to you in general form, we have to complete the square in both x and y to get to standard form. So the first thing we do is get our x's together and our y's together. So we have x squared plus 2x plus something I'm going to get from completing the square, right? Plus y squared minus 8y plus something I'm going to get from completing the square. Then I've got this plus 8 hanging out there. And remember, I have to subtract both those things I'm adding when I complete the square so that I don't change the problem, right? So we take half of the b term, so half of 2 is 1, and we square it, and that's what we add. So we're adding 1, which means we're subtracting 1. Then for the y's, we're doing half of -8, which is -4, and squaring that, which is 16. So we're adding 16, which means we're subtracting 16. Now we just factor. So remember, x squared plus 2x plus 1 factors into x, whatever the sign here is, well, in the b term, so plus whatever half of the b term is. So that's 1 squared. Plus, same thing for the y's. Y, the b term's negative, so minus, and half of the b term is 4. So 4, and that whole thing is squared. And now we just combine all the numbers at the end. So we have 8 minus 16 is a negative 8 minus another 1 is negative 9 equals 0. And then all we have to do is move the 9 over and we're in standard form. So our standard form is x plus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 9. So the center is at negative 1, 4, because the signs are always the opposite from what they are in our equation. And the radius is the square root of 9, which is 3. So negative 1, 4, the center is right there. And our radius is 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And we make a circle. Or, we try to make a circle. Okay, that's the worst circle on the face of the planet. So that covers section 2.4. And as I said, 7.2, 7.3, and 7.4 we will try to get through on Wednesday, and I will have a practice test. Also, please be aware that there is an extra credit opportunity posted in the news feed on Momentum. You have until the day of the test, which is November 6th, to do that. Please, please do. It will give you points on your final exam in this class.